Okay. Round 4. This is crazy stuff. All right. Quick sweep over there. And back over here. All right. Try to cool down a bit before it gets too toasty. Thanks for joining me again. Last cup of the day, I hope. Think. Well, not hope, just think. This one's Periscope focus for Peri tips. So for the folks in the Periscope newbies group, this is for you. This started that conversation yesterday on Periscope. And so I want to make this one clear. My name is Barry Selby, by the way. Thanks for, if you want to tap hearts, invite your friends and follow us on Twitter, feel free, and et cetera, et cetera. You know the deal, I hope. Thanks for watching. This is going to be a conversation, hopefully including you, about why Periscope and what makes Periscope so good. Let me start with myself first. Again, my name is Barry Selby. I am known as the heartbreak repair specialist, the love doctor to my friends, and I'm passionate about helping people have better lives. Hi, Gretchen. Nice to have you here. This conversation, though, I want to talk about Periscope specifically because this is what I'm really about. Yesterday, I got a hit on something, and I want to share it again today and see if it goes somewhere else and if you join me for the conversation. I heard some of the broadcasts, or should I say the scopes. Yes, that's what I do. I help my clients heal their hearts and attract amazing relationships. And my website is barryselby.com. So you can find out more about that. Go to barryselby.com. If you go in my profile here, you bring up my profile on Periscope, there's a direct link there to my discovery page. And also, right below that is a tip jar donation button too. Hint, hint. So, you're welcome. Back to Periscope. I said I was watching some of the scopes recorded at the Periscope New York Summit, which I didn't go to, but I have a lot of people out there who were there, people I know and follow. And something crystallized, and something that was said by Alex Pettit said it, and who was the other one? There were two other guys who said the same thing, and I love what he came down to, so I'll say it for myself. Periscope's a game changer. And I don't mean it the way you think you do, perhaps, realize. What he said and what I'm getting the distillation of, beyond the fact we can share and do teaching stuff like that through Periscope, and we can also do that through Blab now, which I'm starting to do things next week. I'm going to probably do live coaching over Blab, which is a 4-window scoping technology, basically. Live streaming technology, rather. What Periscope gives us, though, is a mobile news reporting system. That's one point, by the way. Literally, and I want to say this because I was watching a video. Amen. I agree. That was a Perry Peaver did last week. They're the ones that really don't. They get followers because they want flash in a pan, but they'll burn out. And this is the thing that was shared, and I'll say this one too. Shared at the Periscope Summit. Alex and somebody else said the same thing again about how the 3 main things for successful Periscoping are connection, authenticity, content. So it's the relationship building, it's the value of what you bring, and it's something of use to people. So that's important, and I hope I do that in every scope. Sometimes I feel a bit flack because I'm not in it, and I know it's not the right time. In this case, though, I want to talk to you about Periscope as a tool to change your world, and change the world of everybody else based on your perspective, because one of the benefits of Periscope is, wherever you have signal, you can scope. And in particular, I was talking to somebody about this recently, 2 weeks ago, was it a week ago? 2 weeks ago, when the wildfires were in Northern California, and they burnt out Harbin Hot Springs, which is a place a lot of my friends have been to. It's a spa retreat, and it's beautiful, but it got decimated by the fire. There were posts on Facebook, and there were some other articles that were news articles, but I saw a scope someone did where they were actually on site, and they took their phone and were doing an interview with the fire crew, getting feedback directly from the site, unfiltered, unedited, straight to Periscope. Do you get the power of that? That means, and this is why I'm talking about this, is that Periscope is, and again, depends on the fact you have internet connections. I'm thinking like things like in Egypt and in Syria where other things are happening. If there is internet signal there, or cellular signal, people could live stream things happening, I'll be polite in the word things, that the world could see. Now, if they have Periscope is 24 hours, so that's a 24-hour news cycle that's beyond what CNN can do. And it's like you can be there on the ground. Now, yes, the news reporter could do this too, because it goes straight to the web, not to their editors or to their production office. It goes straight to the web. So Periscope has an amazing power. It's also bare naked truth too, because you can't hide stuff with Periscope. You know, if you don't feel good or if you don't know what if you're shooting stuff that's not perfect, you can't tweak it later. It's not you can do post-production on. Periscope is raw and it's real. The power of that tool in our hands, I don't think people get yet. And yes, it's still early days. You know, Periscope is something like, I think, less than I want to say it's at least 2 magnitudes lower user-wise than Twitter. And I mean, they're so far ahead. But Periscope's growing faster. Thank you, Gretchen. I appreciate that. Sorry, just popping up just to see who people are, because sometimes I know them, sometimes I don't. I've had people join who I was like, oh, I don't remember that person. So, Gretchen, nice to have you. I love the green hair. That's cool. So, to put in context again, Periscope is not what you think. It's not just a plaything. It's not just an iPhone app or a Droid app or any sort of app. It's a vehicle. You're welcome. And I love what it can do. I mean, I'm getting a picture of what's coming, which people aren't necessarily seeing. This one will say it here because then it gets out to the world, and this is my reporting of what I'm seeing coming. Periscope gives us all the ability, because there are so many smartphones out there, to take what we see and tell you about it. Good, bad, or indifferent. So, yes, the boring people won't be fun, just to be clear. But if I'm out in the world, I'm in Los Angeles, and if I see a celebrity sighting, yeah, not so much of that. But if I'm at the beach and we see sharks or something, or dolphins even, out off the pier, I can go on the pier, show video of the dolphins, and I've seen it before, swimming through the ocean, and get close enough with the phone. Because the other thing, by the way, if you didn't know this, in Periscope, same as you can using the camera on your phone, you can zoom in. I think I can, see, like that, to pinch and zoom. So if you're out somewhere and you want to shoot in closer without using a zoom lens, which you can buy separately, you could be recording dolphins in the ocean, UFOs, if you believe in those, see those, chemtrails, or the best price at the gas station, or maybe a new produce you just saw in the grocery store that was awesome. I mean, the power of Periscope is to be your own news reporter in the world. So not just in your little studio teaching something, which is awesome too, or telling people about what you're doing in your life, that's great too, to a degree. But sometimes to be out in the world and to take your phone and having the foresight and the awareness to catch it. It's like, oh, I want to take this and capture that because I saw, I mean, I was thinking about car crashes because I ride a bike a lot and see some strange things out there. But in terms of just seeing things out there, like if you see the Hare Krishnas going by, you think, that's really cool. Choose a video of that and post it to Periscope. Who knows? Stone Shaman, interesting title there. Oh, thank you, Gretchen. I appreciate that. You're one of the biggest fans. I want to keep you around. You're good for my self-esteem. Not that I need anybody. I'm getting better at that one too. That's another part of my coaching. Sidebar. But Periscope, the power of this tool. Thank you. I love what you think Periscope is a bad platform or a bad platform. I'm not sure what you mean by that one. We can come back and say it. Periscope actually, it basically is what the user does with it. So it does have its positive and negative side. It has its boring and entertaining side. That's what some of the people who are really entertaining, getting lots of followers because they're entertaining. But that's it. Most of the people out there who've done that haven't got much else going on. But some of the people out there, like Alex Pettit in particular, I follow, he's actually becoming almost a consultant to Periscope. He's got 60, 70 million hearts and several thousand, actually I think it's almost 100,000 followers now. He spoke at the Periscope conference in New York, and this guy's 25, 26. If there are too many questions on the screen, the broadcaster can't respond well. That's true, but then they can do it in the replay. I mean, what can happen is if the person who's speaking like myself says, the question went too fast, can you repost, you can hopefully get to see them again. I mean, that's the thing about being interactive. The comments you post can be read, and I can catch them, hopefully, and if they go too fast, I say, folks, I didn't see the last Periscope comments go by. Strangely, your Periscope friends are calling their friend. I'm not going to compare them for myself. Small as in a smaller attendance? That's what I'm guessing what you mean. Yeah, I know, and so, that's the thing, and I must admit, yes, we're like Alex Pettit, who has so many followers, his scopes are insane to watch. So basically watch it for what he's talking about versus the Q&A, because it gets overwhelming. So I agree with you, and that's the thing. I'm not yet at the place where some people are, where when you go to opt in, it says broadcast to full. I've seen that a few times on people's scopes, and that's like, well, then I want to watch the comments. I know it's going to be overwhelming. I'll just hide the comments so I can watch the scope. Choice. Then it becomes television with hearts. That's an easy way of doing it. So that's an option for you. But Periscope itself, though, the ability to reach anywhere in the world with a signal and to record what's happening live and post it to the world on internet. So not YouTube videos, not uploading to Facebook, but directly live onto Periscope. There's a power we haven't even tapped into yet that's going to change the world. What if, I mean, there was the thing that happened with, talking about American politics for a second. I'm not a politician, going into the politics side of things, but there was a thing about Mitt Romney back in 2014? No, 13, where some person there left their phone shooting video of him saying something he shouldn't have said, got out onto the World Wide Web into the news media. Well, that was the beginning. I believe the power of Periscope gives us, the citizenry, the ability to make sure that everybody stays honest. Think about that one for a second. So you go to a political rally and you see someone there. If there's an audience of 20,000 people in the audience, if even a tenth of those people, 2,000 people, are shooting Periscope of the conference, posting it to online formats like Catch.me, Periscope TV, even onto Facebook, you can link it there too. That means that nobody can actually edit it separately. That's all the streams going out. Now, yes, there's big brother and conspiracy about turning off the internet, you can't get out, stuff like that. But I'm saying that I think for the majority of us, we'll have freedoms enough to use this. So I think the power of Periscope is its reporting capability, more than it is the sharing and teaching and interaction piece. I'm just curious what's going to happen in the next, it's September now, so the next 3 months, maybe 6 months. Let's go to next summer, say, 9 months from now. I predict, I'm going to be bold now, because it's going to be, this is recorded, it's going to go out live. You can't edit this afterwards, as I said. I believe, or I predict, by summer next year, Periscope will be as valid a news delivery system as regular news media crews, where the news programs will be using Periscope as a primary, not primary, but an equal source of input. It's a game changer. So this one's going to be, I'm saying it's partly because I'm part of the group of the Periscope newbies. I want to share this there because I want you to really get the value and the power of what this tool is in your hands. I don't work for them, it's not an ad for them. I'm just starting to become aware of the possibilities. I love Periscope because it's a great resource for me. So no, I don't work for Periscope. I'm not a techie. And I guess it's an ad. I'm not saying that I'm going to say I want Periscope to hire me to be the spokesperson. But if you do, it's okay. But what I want to say is that Periscope is a tool in our hands we didn't have before. Yes, well, some people do. Some people are scared. Do you think Periscope will implement adverts? Well, let me say this because I heard this again from Alex Pettit at the Periscope Summit. He said that apparently there was a statistic out there, and this is based on the web stuff, but I'm sure Periscope has the same thing. Well, the main thing is hosting. If they get this, put their support paid for, and plus the fact, remember, Twitter owns it, so Twitter's funding them, so they're okay that way. But as Alex said at the summit, Alex Pettit said this. Hi, Michelle, nice to have you here for a second. This has been an interesting conversation. What he said was that you are 425 times more likely to survive a plane crash than you are to hit a banner ad on your computer. So banner ads and stuff like that in Periscope won't fly. People won't use them. We won't have them. Now maybe they'll put ads on the web version, which is periscope.tv/your name. In my case, Barry Selby. You watch replay, yeah. Well, it's been the main point through the whole thing. There's been some dialogue in this, so you can definitely watch it. Thanks, Michelle. I appreciate you letting me know that. Nice to have you here for a second. But that's what I think about it. It's like Periscope. It's power to the people. How egalitarian of me. Egalitarian. Yeah, that was the right way of saying it. Or how is that communist? I don't know. I just want to say, but it's power to the people. This tool, we haven't touched it yet. There's only, I think, maybe it's 20 million people using it, 30 million, something like that, which is a drop in the bucket compared with any other social media platform. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter are hundreds of times more reach than this does, Periscope. But give it time. And then see what happens. I mean, I had a little glimpse when I first got Periscope. Well, I've been reading people's posts, and I just thank you, Gretchen. And I was watching some of the scopes from New York, so I'm really just reiterating what I heard. I'm not saying I know this. I just watched it and learned it and remember some of it, to so are you. Yes, exactly. That's the thing. We are the early adopters. We are making a difference here. And there was a point in there. Thank you, Gretchen. You knocked me off track. You didn't. I did. Knocked me off track again. Yes. Oh, this one's to say. When I first got Periscope was back in June. I didn't really do much with it, but I got involved because friends of mine were doing it. And she's back again. Both of you are. And we had a thing called Perry Day LA. And there were about 30 of us there with our phones. And it looked ridiculous to me. You reset again. You doing it again? Gretchen, you rock. Thank you. The gathering was great. There were 30 of us there at Santa Monica Beach near Casa del Mar Hotel. We didn't know each other. I said maybe 4 or 5 of us knew each other. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Hearts are fun. I'm nowhere near where I need to get to for credibility is like going to be hundreds of thousands, but it's nice to keep adding to that and getting closer. So thank you for that. I love it. So please do. So we're at this park by the beach, and there were 30 of us there with their phones doing Periscope. And I'd done maybe 2 Periscopes before that, and they were really clumsy ones. I just had to try it out. I took a picture of this because it's so beyond, mind-boggling. There were 30 people walking around with their phones in front of them like this, walking around, like talking to themselves. And one of the guys had a T-shirt which he gave to other people, said, "I'm not talking to myself, I'm on Periscope," because he already saw what was coming. And it cracked me up because it's such a silly idea. Because Periscope, well, so that's the thing. The people who, and let me say this, for those of us who are about teaching or about being witness of the world, we walk around with the phones like this, but with the camera that way because we're recording what's happening and we'll be watching the comments. The people who are more self-centered, or, well, I want to be careful about that because some people do this and they're not that way. But some people basically who'll be looking at the phones as they're walking along. For a start, you're going to walk into lampposts or other things that are obstacles. So walking along with the phone, it's not smart to do that unless you're stationary. That's a tip by way of Periscope. Stand still. The other part of that also is that signal, if you're out in the world, wireless signal is not consistent. It does fluctuate and vary. So if you do walk, you might find yourself losing signal once in a while. So staying still where you get a good signal is a good plan for doing your Periscopes as well, if you're not Wi-Fi. That was 2 Peri tips. How nice. Bonuses. Thank you for that question. Wi-Fi is best. I do all mine in Wi-Fi for now because I just know my data plan is going to get sucked up. It eats up data and battery. I mean, I recharge my battery like 4 times a day now because I'm watching so many Periscopes. And also, Wi-Fi signal is the most consistent as long as you're within a decent range. I'm probably 15 feet from the base. To be honest, actually, I have an unlimited plan on AT&T, but like all the carriers out here, they throttle data. So even though I have unlimited data, over a certain point, they start to throttle the bandwidth, which will kill Periscope, because Periscope needs as much bandwidth as it can get. So I do Wi-Fi as much as I can. Nothing of eaten data? What do you mean by that? You haven't had data plan eaten up? Or are you joking? I think you're joking. Yeah, because in America, in the US, because I know some people in England will be watching this, our data plans are, well, I was lucky. I came onto AT&T, well, not lucky. I came onto the iPhone with AT&T in 2007, early adopter. And then they had unlimited data because they didn't know what they were getting into. AT&T changed unlimited data in about 4 years ago. I still have mine grandfathered in because I've been keeping my phone ever since. And so I can shoot anywhere all the time. Yeah, we did talk about it. Yeah, we did, Michelle. Remember, we did talk about this because you mentioned about your bill. But the thing is, it's not so much my data plan as much as it is the behind-the-scenes throttling of the data they do, which they strangle the data path because they don't want to use too much. So they can't force you not to use data. They make it harder for you. Periscope, to record, viewing is different, but to record you need as much bandwidth as you can. The wider the better, otherwise you get disconnection issues and stuff. That's again why Wi-Fi is better. So I've got to keep an eye on my data plan because I know if I go to a certain point, my bandwidth will shrink and I'll have less ability to Periscope. So that's another tip. Periscope. Yeah. I know that, well, I'll put it this way. T-Mobile, and this is the thing, it's all marketing. T-Mobile, AT&T, Verizon, and Sprint all have their different plans. Most of them have an unlimited one of some form or another, but they also penalize. So, in theory, depending on how much you scope, and because I'm looking to do most of them on Wi-Fi, it might be better to go with a limited, with Verizon. It might be better to go to a limited plan, like a 4 gig or 6 gig of data per month, and then make sure you don't go outside the house when you go beyond it, because they probably don't throttle until it's over a certain point. But there's been data recorded, and there's stories all over the internet. If you do a search on bandwidth throttling by national carriers, something like that, on Google, you'll find a bunch of stuff out there about what's truly going on with the 4 companies. They do want to keep their customers controlled in terms of bandwidth. They don't overload because they want to keep the plan prices decent, they say, and they want to keep their towers from having to expand. Because the truth is what it is, there are so many more smartphones now than there used to be, as smart tablets and smart watches. They're going to go with wireless. They need to have your 6 gig now from 4 gig. Yeah, right. And hopefully that's enough if you do Wi-Fi the rest of the time, if you do. What's needed, because when we went to smartphones, most of the carriers didn't have enough towers to go around, which is why they throttled bandwidth to get everybody enough, or some, not everything. What's needed now is a lot more towers because the amount of smartphone increase is going way up there, which means that what's it that way? Either way. Which means that basically there aren't enough towers supplying carrier signal to all those phones. That's why you drop signal sometimes when you're close to a tower because everybody's fighting for it. Certain big areas like downtown LA, Westwood in particular, in Los Angeles, central London, probably the same thing, New York, has these places where there's probably so much competition for traffic that the towers can't supply the bandwidth to the phones. That's one of the problems too. So to put it simply, Wi-Fi is best, cellular second. That solves the problem. All right. And by the way, just a quick plug again on my because I'm self-censored on this one, just promoting it. I started doing a tip jar on my profile page. If you go back to the profile on Periscope, there's two links. One is for my conversation. You can have a chat with me, schedule a chat about my work, which is or how I help you. The other one is actually a tip jar through PayPal. So you can click on that and donate if you want. If you feel they got value from this and you want to donate, if it's 50 cents, $500, I'm fine either way. Anyway, back to this topic. I'll just plug that one more time. You need the tip jar for your own work or for yoga. What I did, just so you know, let me give you this as another tip. If you have PayPal, which I trust you have, you can set up a donation URL link on PayPal. When you do that, okay, give it to you. Good to you. Basically, if you click on that link on my profile, it will take you straight through to a PayPal donate button, a PayPal donate page. Some neighbor moaning away. What I use is Bitly because it's easy to do abbreviations. So I literally took a Bitly and called it bit.ly/donate to Barry. I found it wasn't taken, so I grabbed it. So you can call it what you want. There is a paper. If you've got PayPal, they do have a PayPal.me access now. You put PayPal.me, it's like forward by your username, but that's I believe that's PayPal accounts only. So I made mine to be PayPal or credit card because I figured open it up for everybody. So I went directly to PayPal and set up a PayPal donate option, copied the URL, put it into Bitly, the shortener, the URL shortener, and then made a recognizable one, which is bit.ly/donate to Barry. That's what's on my profile page. So if you click it, it'll take you through to that page and you'll see what it looks like. That's how you do it. That makes sense? Bit.ly, yes, exactly. I use it for a bunch of my stuff because I've used it for my Amazon link for my book. I use it for a consult page, other places on my book, on my website too, because it's a great thing to use. Bit.ly, there's a bunch of other ones out there too. And it changes the prefix based on what it is. Google has its own version, so does Amazon. So you're welcome. Glad I could help. And I'm giving you a bunch of tips along the way, as well as getting to the mission statement about what I believe, trying to visualize. But what Bitly does is you put in if you have a long web address, and PayPal addresses are very long, you copy that into, you go to bit.ly, so a free account, you put that URL in there, it gives you a shortened version, which usually is bit.ly/ some convoluted character name. You can change that to some other name as long as it's not taken, because I've got one to my book, which I think is Amazon, is amzn.to, something like that, /50 ways. So I have an Amazon link for my book. It's on my website, or it's actually on Bitly. You're welcome. I'm a bit of a geek or a nerd, so I catch lots of stuff. So these tips are things and by the way, I do Peri tips every day. Some of these tips aren't Periscope based, but they help. I did a whole one yesterday on catch.me, which is a great resource if you don't already use it. Use it because it's your free archive of your Periscope videos. And that's where I started on this tangent about the value and power of Periscope. So this is purely about that. Now I'm going back to Peri tips. Came full circle. Amazing. You're going it again? This woman's amazing. Thank you, Gretchen. I'm just going to get all these hearts. Gretchen, you're amazing. You keep giving me hearts. I just love it. It's you're very sweet and I appreciate it. I'm getting flushed. Okay, and what's the color of those hearts? Any questions, any thoughts about Periscope or any other stuff I mentioned in the passing that might be of value to you? Because I'm pretty much said what I wanted to say, which is watch what's coming. Your scope disappeared on your profile today on Periscope.tv or on Catch.me. Which one, Michelle? Or on Facebook? Which one did you mean? Oh, and by the way, just in case you're wondering, on Peri, okay. Did it save properly? I have noticed that yesterday I was getting slow saves, and I had to wait for it to finish before I could get out of the app. That might have happened if you get out too quickly, because it shows at the end if it's going fine, it's so flashy I don't even see it. But I saw mine saying saving across the screen. And also Catch was getting a bit slow picking up too. It may have just been bandwidth traffic problems. I would check in later in case it has come up. If not, You do have the replay saved to your phone, I trust, because you do have the photo album save ought to be turned on for your periscopes. There's another question, another thought in there. And check with catch.me as well. So if you've got that working, it should automatically save them there as well. I'm just thinking of any other questions on that one. I think that's it. That you should be able to find it. So I don't know if there's another answer for that. From Review it says I never scope. Yes, all saved just. So you're saying that Periscope doesn't show anything, and not as catch.me for your accounts? I'll wait for your answer. You're in total on Perry. Okay. If you don't have it set up yet, get a catch.me account. It ties to your Twitter, it's all free. And you have a setting in there and a setting in Periscope that ties together so it automatically saves. Make sure that in your Periscope settings, you have it set to auto-save. Yeah, use catch. I've got 60-something scopes set there now, so you can check on my stuff in archive. There's catch.me/barryselby. And I mentioned yesterday in the scope, just as an update, they fixed some things in catch now, after the summit, that now allow the comments to post in sequence with your scope now, as well as in a full list afterwards, which is cool. And the heart count goes up. It doesn't show hearts, but it shows one heart with the number count going up during the scope, which is cool. And they finally got landscape working the right way up. I did my first landscape as a test, and it came out upside down, which wasn't fun. But if you're not using catch.me, Michelle, definitely use it. It's a great resource, and it does, and it connects everything up. So make sure you, oh, yes. Hey, Yusuf, nice to have you here. You say, I'm safe because you told me about the camera. Oh, okay, no problem. Yeah. But the only thing with camera rolls, it doesn't save the hearts or the comments. It just saves the video, so at least your video's saved. But again, check your settings in Periscope that you have it to save to Periscope afterwards. Hi, sir, how are you? So you're going to catch too. Good. Making sure you're all set up, connected, so your Periscopes work both places. So yes. And by the way, something I learnt, which is still a good point. If you have a current iPhone, mine's actually 5S. I don't think it works on the 6, but maybe not the 5. And it also works with a current operating system on the Mac. I'm not sure about the PC, so I'm giving you a fairly narrow focus here, which is iPhone, Mac OS. Something Alex Pettit showed about 3 weeks ago, no more than that, maybe a month ago now, I think. He showed you can do I'm a tech geek, yes. One of my previous careers. You can actually do a live recording on Android. I don't know if it works on Android or not, so I don't know, because it works through QuickTime on the Mac. You can live record your scope if your computer's next to you, plugged in through the cable from the lightning cable of your phone into the USB cable on the computer. You open QuickTime and you do new recording, tie it to your phone. Well, Periscope's fun. Again, I've got tons of Peri tips out there. You can watch my stuff, and I have those on my catch.me account, so you can follow all those. So on your phone, you can be doing your live stream. Could be you're talking to it or watching something else. The cable takes signal into QuickTime, and you're recording directly into QuickTime. So you're saving with the heart, and it's because it's doing a screenshot in video. So all the hearts, all the comments that go off the screen are going to be saved into the QuickTime movie. So that's a resource to use, again, if you have an iPhone, I don't think it works on the Droid, with a Mac using QuickTime. It may work on the PC as well, I'm not sure. But I've seen that work because you can actually do recording live from the phone once it's shooting, which is really cool. And that's the only way I know right now we can get both the hearts and the comments saved into a movie file that you can then stick into YouTube, because it doesn't work any other way as far as I can tell. So, yes. So I've given you about 6 tips on top of my original vent and sharing about what I think Periscope's going to bring us. So I'd appreciate you asking questions. It's giving me stuff to give back to you. You know, since it's Friday and afternoon, hello, welcome HL. If you have any questions about Periscope, I'm now doing extemporaneous Q&A about Periscope. Any other questions by Periscope, by the way, since I'm here? I guess all you guys know each other. That's cool. Oh, it's Erica. Okay, HL Tactic isn't Erica. Thank you, Yusuf. By the way, there's a bunch of us are in the Peri 10K group, so it's nice to have all see each other online too. So any other questions about Periscope I can help you with whilst I'm here? Tips, guidance, coaching, thoughts about Periscope. Again, the tip jar awaits your input to give. If you feel like you want to throw a tip in the tip jar, that's on my profile page. There's a link there for donate to Barry, just because I'm pitching it out there. Any other questions you have that you want answer to? Who leads Peri 10K? That is Katya, and I really mess up her last name, so I can't even do that. Yes, Yusuf, hang on a second. Saying it now. Okay. Perry 10K is run by a friend of mine named Katya. If you want to find out more about that group, if you go to perry10k.com/join, you can find out more about it and sign up there if you want to do it. There's a waiting list. You can come join us. Yusuf, it was iOS 9 was the issue, I believe. I'm using an iPhone 5S, and I just upgraded to iOS 9.0.1 last night because I heard it was working, and I'm not using any wires or cables. It seems to be working okay. One of my group mates, friends in the Perry 10K group, said he shot with his iPhone 6. I think he said that. With iOS 9 and Periscope, and it will work fine without using any headphones. So I believe that's now been fixed because Periscope did the 2 updates in a row, beginning of this week and last week, I think it was. So you should be fine now. Okay, Yusuf? Good to know. And then making money on Periscope. Really, it's the invitation. If you try to sell stuff on Periscope, it's like going door to door selling stuff. It's not clean. But if someone, like one of the things I keep learning is you under offer and overgive. 15-minute broadcast? I haven't heard anything about that. My broadcasts are running longer than 15 minutes. You were talking about a time limit on broadcasts? I haven't seen anything on that. As far as I know, you can go as long as you want. I haven't. This has been going for about, I think, 25 minutes. Let's have a look if I can see that on my. Does it say at the bottom on this? It doesn't say. No, it'll say on the when I stop and review it. But it's been going for longer than that. So nothing yet. Yes, I am English, living in the States. So in case you're wondering my accent. Oh, if you aren't friends with someone, they kick you off to a 50. That I've heard. Okay, yeah, that triggers a memory. So I haven't experienced that because most people I watch scopes that do longer than 15 minutes to I'm not friends with. So that's just a motivation to become friends with them or to follow them. Yeah, I heard that was something that was happening. I don't know if it's been implemented yet or not. But people follow me and might be going because I don't know if they get kicked off or not. I don't see a message saying they got kicked off. They're just not on there anymore. The count goes down, but that doesn't tell me much. So a good question. I don't know the answer to that one. Unfortunately, not yet. I can do some research to see if I can find out more about it. So maybe a glitch. Okay. Thank you, Gretchen. My biggest cheerleader. So back to the summit. Yeah, I mean, there's lots of stuff shared at the summit. That maybe then it may be factor they shared at the summit if it's shared from the stage, because some people in the audience may have said stuff that may not be accurate. There was a question. Oh, making money in Periscope. The way to make money in Periscope is to deliver content. That's simple. Because thank you for that, for following. Because you can't sell things, you can't say, here's the Ginsu knife, and if you get this, you always get this, because that's television. This isn't television, this is Periscope. You deliver content. So I do the Love Scope every day, which is teaching a principle about love and relationships. Except the one today was about why I do what I do. But the scopes I did yesterday was about, actually the last 3 days of scopes I did about love were awesome. Personally, people gave me great feedback on it. There was an invitation at the end to come meet me and find out more about me. Well, Yusuf, there were people at the summit speaking in the keynotes that were Periscope officials, I believe, and Catch, and some other people too, but I think there were definitely bona fide information givers, I think. So, yeah, people shooting their own phones in the hall wouldn't count it. Do I outline a script? Okay, great, Yusuf, you can let us know when we see you on scope next time. Do I write down for my scope to prepare? No. The only thing I did was a piece of paper. Hang on a second, I'll dig it out. Lost it. Hang on a second. Right back. This is my notes. I put it on a piece of paper to say where you find my Catch recordings. That's all. Because and when I do some of the, I'm part of the Perry 10 group, which you may have known. Yeah. So that's the thing. My donation link, yes. That I put out for fun. I don't really do it on most of my scopes. If I'm part of the share-a-thons, and I'm in 2 Periscope groups doing share-a-thons now, what not to do? What not to do is sell something on Periscope. But let me get back to that in a second. We just did a scope, actually I ended up doing it twice, on the Perry 10K share-a-thon. I got to be on both times, was basically 3 business books we recommended. So I had to list the books I was going to talk about. And I did put a couple of key words I wanted to remember in my conversation. The thing was funny is the second scope, time I did the scope, which is the second run we did, which was at 2 p.m. We moved it today. I picked 3 books of friends of mine, made it easy. So basically, with Periscope, I recommend if you have a script, you make it really simple because you can say looking at the camera versus I'm reading my script. That's not going to be much connection. The connection's here. I can watch your comments, see the hearts, and if you type something, I can see it. That's why doing scopes when you're driving is challenging too, because if you're looking at the road, you won't see your phone. So again, it's like doing scopes where you can be interactive with it. So Stationary is good, Wi-Fi is good. If you're out and about taking stuff, that's good. But as long as you see the screen and be focused without hurting yourself or risking injury or doing something that's distracting you so you can't see the comments. So a script's not a big script. Most stuff we teach, ideally, if we know what we're talking about, we know. You could have, if you wanted to have notes on the computer behind, like if I had behind the computer, I mean behind the phone, I had a computer or a whiteboard, I could have notes there. But it's a little bit like, let me read over there down the screen and you're going to wonder what I'm doing. So you scope your yoga class, that's cool. So you've got someone holding the camera, or you have on a tripod and you shoot it and you do, no driving or scoping. Well, you can do it if you're sending a quick message, same as you do video phone, but as long as the phone's mounted, you're not holding it up in the way. Tripod, yeah, so that's totally fine. There's a woman I know who friends of mine keep having me follow. She's a fitness teacher, and she does like push-ups and sit-ups and crunches and stuff like every morning. She's a coach doing it with her audience. People are following her. Some of those may become paying customers. Not everybody will. But that's really what it's about with Periscope. It's sharing tips and guidance. You know, some people, I'm not sure if they're still on this scope or not, on my other scopes mentioned that they bought my book because I am a self-published author. So my book's now selling on Amazon, and they went there and bought it. So now what's funny is one of the women who's got my book asked me to explain more one of the chapters on one of my Periscopes. So Tuesday, I think it was. Tuesday, I think it was Tuesday. I did chapter 42 out of my book because she asked for it. So I appreciate that. I look forward. Let me do this then, since you're doing a scope today. Let me find you, and I'll follow you. There we go. You've been on scope before. There's 100. I just saw you 193,000 hearts. Woman, you're rocking it. Awesome, Gretchen. So when you do a scope, yeah, I'll follow you. Presumably, I'm still watching my phone because I've not done much else except scopes for the last 4 hours. So been immersed. I got something to take care of, and I got some clients to reach out to who want to work. So again, this vehicle is going to change the world. And yes, if you're, that's okay. You kept around like 5 times adding hearts, so thank you for that, Gretchen. I appreciate the support. That was awesome. I don't even know what my count is right now. You'll let me know, I guess, or I'll look at it in a minute. Thank you. And I do welcome referrals, by the way. It's the other thing about scope. See, I'm doing a Periscope about this, and you know about do relationship work. It's not necessarily about you watching that's interested in that, but you might hear a friend of yours going, I wish I had somebody who could help me with my relationship, or help me find a relationship. You'll go, I know somebody, and you can refer them to me. That's where the business side comes from. Yeah. So you're taking a break, I see. You overload, you got to reset, you're going to go off again, come back? This girl Gretchen rocks. She's been off, she's like come back in and done hearts like 7 times now. And she's back again. Gretchen, you are amazing. Thank you, I love it. It's just cracking me up. But the thing again about using Periscope to sell is you don't sell, you invite. Your thumb won't stop. Okay then. I love it. Thank you so much, ladies. I so much appreciate the love. It's way beyond what I expected, and I really appreciate it, so I want to say that. I wish people would be hitting the donate button and paying money through that as fast as the hearts were going. That'd be a whole other story. Anyway, what I want to say again about selling through Periscope, you can't sell through Periscope, you can invite through Periscope. So and people do that, they make free offers. So I have, as well as having my donate button on my profile, I also have, or donate link, I also have above it the consult button link, which is an opportunity to reach out to have a conversation. So Periscope is great for that. But the thing also, it's like I can't just come on Periscope and say, hi, my name is Barry Selby, go to my profile, tap on the button. Thank you, I appreciate that. I really do appreciate that, it's cool, thank you, and love the hearts and the love. But the thing is, if I just came on Periscope and said, hi, my name is Barry Selby, I do coaching, here's the link on my profile, tap on that and get a consult, bye, that's no use. It doesn't provide anything to you. So Periscope is a test drive as well. I mean, you know, people see me and I've become kind of well known in my groups. One, because apparently I have a really wonderful voice, which I'm still going, I do? I love it. And of course, that's the other thing, cross-pollination. You guys are following each other, and that's really sweet. Because that's the thing about this. You find people you like to follow and learn more about them. If you made a mistake, you can always unfollow later on. That's fine. But the thing about Periscope is it lets you test drive. So people find out about my work. I mean, I've got a friend of mine, she's got 3 new clients because of this. Thank you, I like that. Cross-pollination, love and connect. It's like being a networker. I mean, I do relationship coaching, so why not help people create relationships through Periscope? Not dating, just friendships. Why not? That's cool. And again, you get to watch what I talk about, how I come from, where I'm, because again, going back to what I said at the beginning of the scope, something that was said at the summit was 3 main things you have to deliver in your Periscopes: authenticity, vital, content and connection. If I come on and just sell something, none of that's true. I might have content about, here's the product, you're going to love this, but there's no connection. It's not very authentic. So I tell you people about my book, whoops, my battery's down to 20%. Authenticity, connection, content, yes. And I'm going to sign off soon because my battery's going to just die and my phone's going to go to sleep. I said too many scopes today. So I'm going to hang out for a little bit more for the hearts to go through. Any other questions? I love that you're following each other. By the way, Michelle Hess rocks, lady with the green icon. I was on her summit back in, was it January? Was the Body Beautiful? No, I'm going to say it wrong. Say what it is you do, because I'm going to mistake it. But I was on her tele summit. It was an amazing summit to express, and I love sharing and teaching on it because it's a great inspiration to the audience. Brave Body Love, yes it is. Thank you. And that's Michelle's website. Go check her out. See, that's the other thing about Periscope. Recommendations. Referrals are great. I love this stuff. So that's my summary distillation, I think. So I know my battery's going down really fast. I just got a little message on my screen, and I don't have a cable nearby to plug into it. Actually, can you bear with me for a second? Bear with me for 1 minute. I'll be right back. Okay, hang on a second. Okay, you still there? Battery pack. See if we can get this in there without taking off the tripod. This is the fun part of this. Let's see if we can get it in there. There we go. All right. Now stay on the tripod. I've got this thing now hanging loose. That way. I'm trying to get set. There we go. Okay. I got juice again. Phew, thanks for that. Your friends are here. I love this. Thank you all for the support, by the way. And any other questions I have before I sign off, because I want to plug this into the regular power because the battery's pretty low anyway. Perry tips, thoughts, ideas, questions you had about Periscope, how to make it easier, more functional, more effective for you. Thank you for the hearts. I love in those. It's awesome. Any other questions you have about Periscope, please? Because I've pretty much completed my intention speaking. My pleasure. Again, go to catch.me. This is my prop. I'll go to read your book. Awesome. I'm so grateful. It's on Amazon. Sorry. Right. Double props. That's my book, 50 Ways to Love Your Lover. It's on Amazon.com. You can under my name or under the title. Physical book or Kindle. It's a #1 bestseller. And this, hi, Mitch Magenta. That's where you find all the archives. So all of my Periscope, Perry tips, and love scopes about relationships are all out there. There's about 60 something of those now. And the four that I did today are still live on periscope.tv/Barry Selby. All right? So if there are any other questions, any thoughts, any things about Periscope you don't have answers to or you have insights for? The question is, for practicing self-love, is there a specific scope from your archive for that? Oh boy, there's a few. I'm not sure offhand which one it was, because I've done about 45, 50 out there. If you go out there and browse through them, the title's fairly self-explanatory. One of them should be, say, self-love. I know I did one somewhere, but I don't remember where it was. If you want some practices, also you can direct message over Twitter, or you can go to the consult page when you have a phone call. Since you're on the West Coast too, I can do Skype over that too. Yeah, that'd be great. Here to support you. You supported me. I've got to reciprocate. So you're welcome. Yeah, it'd be a pleasure. Any other questions about Periscope in particular, or anything else, since we're on that page of openness to any other questions? And there's a few of you left, and you're still tapping the hearts, which I love. Oh, paper just fell down. Anything else? Whoops. That's roughly straight. You're welcome, Michelle. Thanks for being here. Thanks for playing along, and also thanks for bringing questions to the table. And you guys are rock. I love both of you for being so giving, so sharing, and it's a pleasure to give to you, so thank you for giving to me. So you're awesome as well. And I do take referrals for clients, definitely, because I have a few gaps in my coaching schedule, and I would love to have a few more clients working with to help them heal their hearts and attract what they want in love, because that's my joy, my passion. Thank you for watching the replay. Yeah, it's been a bit of a talk for a while now, but it's been going, and so you can go back and watch the beginning. It's juicy. Well, it's useful, not juicy. Juicy was the other scope. Thanks for all being here. Thanks for following me. And if you're following me, I will be on Scope. I think I'll be on tomorrow. We'll see. Thank you. I appreciate that feedback too. So Miss Magenta, who are you? Because I just see Magenta May, Magenta. Come on up. Oh, Angie May. Ah, okay. Hi. Thanks for my pleasure. Glad I could help you with some good tips, some guidance, and some help. So yeah, direct message with Twitter, or nice to meet you, Angie. It is Angie, not Ange, I'm guessing. There's no I in there, so I'm guessing. Get out and do some periscopes. Check it out. And if you want guidance and help, I help with people with that. It's one of my Peri tips that are all out there on my catch.me. Angie, got it. I was right. Okay, good. Nice to meet you too. Your Periscope buddy. Sweet. So Angie, you West Coast too, or are you all over the place? Oh, you're working yourself. It was fun to do. And so, you know, by the way, I've done Peri tips every day for the last 3 weeks, 2 weeks. They're all on catch.me as well as my Love Scopes. So you got both out there. Love Scopes went far longer than my Peri tips did in terms of time. Oh, from Australia. Oh, cool. So you're the next round of Periscopes, because I work with the folks in England, so there's the English people first, then it's the US, and then it's Australia. It's awesome. Welcome, thanks, and please follow me, yeah, and watch the archives. I've got a ton of stuff out there that's really helpful for relationship, and also for Periscope if you want to learn how to use it more functionally. And they normally started with Love Scope or Peri tips are my 2 main prefixes you'll find under there, all right? I know people still joining, and I'm like, we're running out of things to say. Okay. Glad you were here. Pleasure to meet you. And Gretchen, thanks for being such a thumb drive, as it were. Giving all the hearts. It's been fun. And thanks for introducing your friend to my work. And again, and also, by the way, I do have international clients because I work with Skype and over Facebook video as well. So it's not just limited to the United States, continental only. So I do take clients from other places. And it's all done through PayPal, so it takes care of the currency stuff too, which is really sweet. So if you're looking for love in all the wrong places, I can help you with that. Anyway, any other Periscope questions, thoughts, tips before I sign off? Following. Thank you. Appreciate that. Anyone else? Since people are joining now, it's another like round 3 people joining. Been sharing lots of Periscope tips, called Peri tips. Recap? Woo. That's a reach. You're going to have there's an expert again. It'll be a pleasure to be on this summit. Definitely, Michelle. Recap simply, as I said at the beginning, for those who are just joining me, when I started this whole point of conversation before we went into these individual coaching Peri tip things, was my belief about where Periscope's going. Why do we do Periscope? Why we do Periscope? Because this is a game changer. How to record broadcasts on PC or Android. This is the thing I don't know well because I'm on a PC. Whoops. I think my phone... damn. My battery's about to die, and I don't have a cable long enough, do I? You know what? Hang on 1 second again, because we're starting. I'm going to be back, so I want to finish that point. So give me 30 seconds. I'll be right back. I'm going to have to move it. I have a life changer. There we go. Okay. Now plug it into the wall. I've got a long cable. So where were we? Yeah, it's definitely schwitzing here. I love it. So sorry, recapping from the beginning. I was starting with the point that Periscope is a game changer. Not because of the application in terms of social media, as much as the ability for us to change the world. Periscope is a window into anybody's life who's got Wi-Fi or cellular signal. So if they have a smartphone and a signal, I know it's this awesome stuff. I love this thing. That's another reason I like Periscope. It connects people in a way that Facebook and Twitter don't. It's a huge new avenue to play in, and we're just getting started. We are pioneers. We are the bold, new, brave beta testers in a way. And I'm watching and launch next week. I think I'm launching. I'm still committing to this. A Blab hot seat coaching offer through Blab, which is another new platform that came after Periscope. So we're really in the boundaries of newness of live streaming. But what I want to say about Periscope is, you need to get on Blab. Yeah, I've been using Blab. I've only been on Blab like once or twice. It's a bit clunky still, but it works. I'm not a game changer there yet. But then nobody else is doing what I'm doing there, so we'll see what happens. The thing about Periscope, getting back to this one again, is the power it has to record anything. Which means that you can live stream news and programs that the media can't get to, or is an ad, where it's a sports game, which you may not be allowed to do, but if it's an event you're at, if it's Pee-wee soccer, or if it's a bridge collapsing, or it's a rocket launch, or it's planes at the airport, you could be recording things on Periscope that goes out to the world live, which we could never do before, in an easy way. And what's cool about that is there's no filter, there's no editing, there's no Big Brother changing things. Like if they do interviews on the news programs, often because of the ownership of the news company, they might change the languaging slightly or edit it slightly together to make it fit their needs versus being raw, clean, true. This gives you that freedom. Raw, real and raw, yeah, absolutely. That for me is what Periscope has the power to be. And I am excited about what they can bring. I haven't done much, I've been on a tether, literally, metaphorically having it on a Wi-Fi signal. Because I haven't done any videos really outside much in the last month. I've been doing more scheduled here when I've been by a Wi-Fi signal. But I might start venturing out. I will be starting to venture out, say that, and starting to shoot Periscopes out in the world. Who knows what might get recorded? If it's because the thing is, right now in Venice during the summer months, the police are they're on horseback. They're the beach patrol versus the bicycles and the cars, or instead of, or as well as. So video of the cops on horse, because they're more like community service type police versus investigation types. So they're usually very amenable and very friendly with the tourists and stuff. That's kind of a cool video to post. It's a pro-police video that can be posted through Periscope. Just an idea. So Periscope is a game changer because it gives us the tools to be our own reporters, if you want to do that. Yes, it's a game changer. In terms of what we can share, because this is spontaneous, this is interactive, it's live. So teaching can be very, very personalized. That's what Blab's going to be good for, because that's up to 4 video seats at the same time, not just one, with comments and the equivalent of hearts there too, which is cool. But the thing with Periscope is it's mobile more easily, in your phone, wherever you go. You can do Blab on the iPhone, but it's more difficult because it's 4 little windows and it's harder to watch. Periscope's easier that way. So there's benefits and challenges and changes and opportunities with it. So I'm a big fan of what Periscope's bringing in the future to the table. So the recap was that, and I gave a few Periscope tips that were guided by directional, by request of people wanting direction and clarity with. The other mention which I dropped in is this happened in the last Periscope update. When they first updated Periscope, they brought out the Periscope URLs. So like mine is periscope.tv/barryselby. That's where the videos can be watched live or 24 hours after, up to, before they go into catch. But also in your profile information on the left-hand side is the white bar. Sorry, on the left-hand side? Yeah, left-hand side. I'm trying to think reverse when I talk to you, I think. No, it is that way. Whatever. There's a white bar on the side of the screen, whichever side that is, that has in it your profile. You're writing names in the sand in Australia of all my followers. I love it. Alright, so I'm going to do this since you're out there. Come on. Come on up. There we go. Cool. Alright. I love it. That's very cool. Rewind the thoughts. I love the love. This is wonderful stuff. Did this again. I had the thought, it went right out. It'll come back. It's Periscope based. This is the thing about live. It is a medium where I don't have a script, so if I remember what I was talking about, it will come back. If it doesn't, I won't. I'm sorry, she left me, so I got devastated. No, I wasn't. I was joking. So Periscope tips is something I love to do because this is a new medium, it's a new platform. We get to do amazing things with Periscope. Oh, are you on Scope doing it, or just doing it on Facebook or something? I have to go look in, maybe it's on Twitter. I'll have to look at your profile later on. Thank you for that. It's nice. I love that feeling of the connection. And that's the other thing, it's global connection. This is so much what life is about. Periscope is going to change the world. That's what I'm trying to say. Said it a few times. Oh, that was the other piece. It did come back. As I mentioned, Periscope updated the URL, so now you have a live link in your profile, so you can actually put in links to your site, whatever you want in there. So put 2 in there, and then back on Periscope, the app, for those who didn't hear it earlier, who joined later, you're welcome, thank you for joining me. There's 2 links that are live in the phone app. You can tap on my profile, bring it up, and there's 2 live links. If you're interested in coaching and relationship support, tap on the top one, which is a link to a discovery session with me. And if you're feeling generous and you want to put some money in my beer fund or my tip jar for my next iPhone, there's a button on the bottom. My pleasure. You're welcome. Nice to have an Australian in here too. That's wonderful. There's a donate to Barry button link on the bottom. So those are things that you can do in your own profiles to promote yourself, share yourself that way. So in terms of Gretchen's question about making money, you can do it by donation that way, and that's something you have the opportunity to give. So you can do teaching over Periscope. Say, by the way, as you leave, if you want to go to my profile, donate some money with PayPal, please do. It's like, you know, having a donation jar at the back of your yoga class. So there's a thought for you, Gretchen. And on that note, I think I'm complete. Another Aussie in Japan. The international travelers, I love this. Okay. I don't want to log off because you guys are chatting away here, so I don't want to stop you. But I probably do need to get onto some other things because this scope's gone way longer than I expected, which has been great because I love your input. And thank you, Gretchen, for giving me and for who was else? There was 2 other people doing it. Give me lots of hearts. How to stay focused while you scope. Gretchen, that's cute. I like that. You're very welcome. Glad I could help. And please follow me on Periscope. And if you want help in the area of love, that's my focus. But if you also help in Periscope, I help people with that too. All right? Thanks for the hearts. Thanks for going around 17 times. Michelle and Gretchen, much appreciated. Thanks for the love and support. And stay connected and connect with each other. Yosef is back again. I'm signing off finally. I'm still sweltering here. I'm going to cool down a bit. Thanks for watching the scope. Thanks for being here. I'm grateful that I gave you value, input, inspiration, motivation, and nudge to use Periscope. That's awesome. And that's what I love to do. I'm not that techie, but I like to break things down to nuts and bolts because that's where I like to play myself. So I can help you with your Periscope experience. My pleasure. Thank you for playing, Gretchen. Thanks for all the hearts. How many times? 7, 8 times you went around? That was amazing. And so I do Periscope pretty much every day. This one was kind of originally going to be just a testimonial about the power of what Periscope can bring. And then again, it became Peri-tips, because some of these tips I've said a few times, but people don't always hear the archives. So if you have questions about Periscope you want me to talk about in my Peri-tips tomorrow or Sunday, do a direct message over Twitter, and I'll bring you into the conversation next time I do a Peri-tips. How about that? Thanks for watching. Thanks for following me. Have fun with your Periscopes. Thanks for all the hearts. And share with your followers and friends. Watch the replay. You can do it there as well. And by the way, Gretchen, psst, if you want to give more hearts, you can do it on the replay as well. That's one of those little Peri-tips as well. So if you miss if you give hearts the first time, you can just go back and do it on the archive rather, on Periscope. Not on Catch, but on Periscope. The replay is available, and you can go around as many times as you want. If you really want to hear my voice that many times, go for it. So thank you for watching. Thanks for being here. I love all the hearts. Gretchen, you rock. I'm really grateful that you showed up in my scope because it's just been entertaining. And I will be back on again tomorrow. I don't think I'm doing any more today. I've done 4. Yeah, 4. 2 about books and my love scope, which was a bit of an interesting self-exposure, and then also this one, which became the longest scope of all of them. Who knew? Thanks for watching, and I will see you on scope. Thank you, and I'll say hi over Twitter and stuff. We'll be in touch. We'll be teaching yoga all day tomorrow, but I will get the replay. No problem. Now, you said you're on Palos Verdes. Is that what you said you were, Gretchen? That she is. Yeah, she is cool. Long Beach and South Bay. Okay. So I mean, you may have party plans tonight. I mean, it's only 20 after 4 here in the West Coast. But yeah, we'll cross paths somewhere along the way. Who knows? We already may know each other in real life. What a concept. Thank you for watching. I'm going to sign off now because my phone is definitely. Whoa. Yeah, it's also getting very hot too. Yeah. Okay. Thank you for watching. Thanks for the hearts. Thanks for the love, and thanks for giving me questions to answer. That always makes my scopes more fun if I'm not just doing it out of my own thing. So I will. You too. All right. Take care of yourselves. Have fun. Bye.